Hi guys,
Okay,
how's
we're
it
live.
going?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, everyone. We have kidnapped Sammy again to play a song for you before our Q&A Immigration Facebook Live. And this is Sammy Gardner. Sammy had a birthday recently,
Yes.
December 7th. So happy birthday, Sammy. It's actually birthday week.
Yes.
Celebrating all week long.
We are so proud of our 15-year-old. Okay, she's going to play for y'all.
Sam, what are you playing today?
And then as soon as she's done, we are going to get to our immigration law updates and answer your questions like we do every Wednesday night. All right? Here's Sammy Gardner.
This is a song, and it's called Stockholm Syndrome. Yes, by One Direction. Who's that shadow holding me hostage? I've been here for days. Who's that whisper telling me that I'm never gonna get away? I know they'll be coming to find me soon, but I fear I'm getting used to being held by you. Oh, baby, look what you've done to me. Baby, look what you've done now. Baby, I'll never leave if you keep holding me this way. Oh, who's that man that's holding your hand and talking about your eyes? Used to sing about being free, but now he's changed his mind. I know they'll be coming to find me soon, but my Stockholm Syndrome is in your room. Yeah, I fell for you. Oh, baby, look what you've done to me. Baby, look what you've done now. Baby, I'll never leave if you keep holding me this way. Oh, baby, look what you've done to me. Baby, look what you've done now. Baby, I'll never leave if you keep holding me this way. Oh. That's all.
Hi, thank you.
Thank
Sammy.
you.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday week. And thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Happy birthday, Sam. All right.
What a good sport she is.
What a good sport she is.
Okay,
Yeah.
little set change here.
Alright, okay. So, let's see if we're still in frame and we will get to the immigration. A little bit closer,
All right.
maybe?
No, I think we're good.
I think we're good.
We're good to go.
Okay. Alright, we said welcome everybody. My name is John Gardner. This is my wife and law partner, Attorney Radlin Mendoza. And we are law firm Gardner and Mendoza. We come to you every Wednesday night, Facebook Live. We're here to give you court updates, USCIS updates, and most importantly, to answer your questions. So if you have an immigration law question or even a court question for me, go ahead and put it in the comments and we will try to get an answer to you. And if we don't have an answer, we'll track one down.
Yes, and I will be monitoring the questions. So keep them coming.
Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to my cousin Jimmy, who I saw was joining us when Sammy was playing. Hope everything's going well for you, Jimmy. My
Yes,
cousin.
Absolutely. And Janice is on as well. Thank you. Sammy does have a beautiful voice. We get to hear it all the time, so we like to share it with you all. And I think more people tune in when Sammy plays.
I think so.
Shameless,
too.
shameless.
Yeah, that's, and Jimmy says Uncle Taco. That's right. When the kids were really little, and Jimmy came to visit, they were calling him Taco. I'm not even sure why, but anyway.
Maybe he likes tacos or something like that.
So we got the holidays. We're in the holidays, so we changed our setup a little bit. We decided just to come down to our living room, and
hopefully it's not too echoey.
yeah, hopefully it's not too echoey. But we've got a bunch of our family photos because this is a time to spend and enjoy family, right?
And we just put them up
Yeah, we just
after
put them up. That's
after
right.
7 years of wanting to put photos up, and we love the product, and we're
That's
you know
right.
we'll plug the product even though they're not paying us to plug the product, but that's okay. It's mixed tiles, and it's super easy to order the mixed tiles online, and you can go to your Facebook page and you just order, and it makes it into the mixed tile, and they come in like 10 days later, and all you have to do is peel off the back
and stick them to the wall.
Yes,
It's pretty great.
it was awesome.
It was awesome.
And you can't see all. There's three rows here, and John and Ray measured, and that was a fun project for
It was a really
father and daughter.
It was a really great excuse to go out and buy a longer level.
Yes,
You know, every guy wants to have a longer level. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
So anyway,
We've
so
already let's do a quick intro because we have a couple of questions already. I don't want to miss them.
Okay.
I'm just noting them, but go ahead and
Yeah, quick
talk about
intro.
them.
So here's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to do state court updates, which we always do, USCIS updates, which we always do, and we're also going to talk a little bit tonight about DACA, some updates there. We've got some TPS updates for you as well. And let's go to the questions. I'm going to skip the brag session.
Oh no, come on, we got.
I was gonna again thank everyone for selecting us for Virginia Business Magazine's top immigration lawyers. It's a real honor because it's an award that is you're nominated and selected by your peers, by colleagues, other attorneys throughout the state that vote. They nominate folks and they vote, and so it means a lot to us because it tells us that not just our clients love us, hopefully they love us, I think they do, but also our colleagues throughout the state, throughout the Commonwealth of Virginia, also think that we're the best at what we do, and that means a lot to us. So thank you to everyone out there who voted on that.
Yes, it's cool to be recognized.
It is.
By
Okay,
our peers.
let's get to the questions.
Okay, so first question came from my aunt. Hi to Miriam. The question is scrolled already, but she wanted to know whether the U.S. Embassy in Manila is open. So it is open for some things, but not all. It depends on what's happening. I know that we've had interviews for our clients there, not open fully for every single type of visa appointment or appointment. So it really depends on what you need, and if you are looking for American citizen services, then you're more likely going to have a better chance than if you're trying to get a tourist visa, but they are open in part. So hopefully that answers your question. If not, shoot me a message on Messenger and we can talk about it. So this is a really good question from Lindsay. She says she's British. Would a K1 or K3 be easier to obtain? So the K1 fiance visa is for people who have not yet gotten married and they plan to get married within 90 days of the applicant, the beneficiary. This would be Lindsay here, entering the country. They have to get married within 90 days. The K3 visa is for people who are already married, and it's an additional step. Well, let's back up a little bit. It is an additional step, but I don't recommend the K3 visa for married couples. And, every case has to be evaluated. And again, this is for educational purposes only. I definitely wouldn't rely on what we say here without having your case fully evaluated by an immigration attorney like us, or one of our immigration attorneys at the law firm. But I think across the board, every immigration attorney who has worked with the K3 would not recommend it. If you are already married, then you should just file the I-130 petition and do consular processing without taking that extra step in filing the I-129F for married couples. But the whole point of the K3 many years ago, and it was that it was supposed to be faster like the K1 for fiancés, but it didn't pan out that way. By the time we got the K3, it was already time for the immigrant visa. But if you want more information about that, please reach out. But If you're not married, I would recommend the K1. Hopefully K1 gets back to normal after the embassies open up, and K1s are a little bit stuck right now. But there's quite a bit of processing time when you file a K1 and I-129F. So hopefully, the 4, 5, 6 months that it takes to approve, everything is moving along. So hopefully that answered your question, Lindsay.
Yeah.
All right.
And before we move before we go on,
I can't see that. Can you see that?
No,
It's just
I can't.
it's just so far.
Right
Yeah.
now. But that did jog my memory to remind everyone as a disclaimer that everything we do here is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not legal advice, and there's a difference. Okay, so if you have a legal question and you want to rely on it, then you'll need to make an appointment and come talk to us, and we'd be happy to help you. But hopefully what we do here gives you a good start, okay? But don't rely on it as legal advice.
Right.
Okay?
So for Lindsay, your question, we'd really need to evaluate, but I don't know. I'm 97% sure that the K3 is not the route for you to take if you are already married.
Yeah.
And if you're planning on getting married, then and you're not married yet, the issue I think is more of, should I do the fiance visa or should we get married and do the immigrant visa processing? And it also, I guess you're out of the country at the moment. So if you were here, my advice would probably be different. So anyhow.
Yeah, we're very confident of the answers we provide here every Wednesday night, but we also have the utmost respect for the Virginia State Bar and their
Right.
rules. Okay.
Yes,
So.
absolutely. And then they're also, sometimes it can be misinterpreted,
That's true. Questions, it can be vague.
Right.
There can be details about the case that we don't know until we actually drill down a little bit with you, and sometimes they make a big difference.
Right.
All right.
Exactly. Do we have a question here? Let's see here. What does that
So
say?
you can monitor that. Nope. Sorry, we moved.
So now they know. Now they know why we're so close in frame, because we can't read the questions on the screen.
That's right.
And sometimes I do have my laptop open, and sometimes they don't scroll up on the laptop. But
So let me jump in with some state court updates real quick while you're monitoring the questions there.
I've got that.
Yeah,
I've got
okay,
that.
great.
So Lindsay's just out of the country. He is in military in the U.S., not deployed. Yeah. Well, whatever you all choose to do, very exciting. Congratulations.
Yeah, awesome. Totally awesome. So the state court update, the state courts are open, as I've been reporting every week. Just a reminder, you cannot take a phone into the courthouse, and you will need a mask, okay? You cannot get into any of the courthouses without a mask. Some of them are taking your temperature. Almost all of them are asking questions about whether you've traveled or been exposed to anyone with COVID, or you have any COVID symptoms. One update tonight is that the Virginia Beach Juvenile and Domestic Relations District Court, is closed. So I had a case there this morning that was canceled. All the cases there have been temporarily canceled, and they'll all be rescheduled. Don't get the wrong idea. They're not dismissed.
You don't have to go to court anymore. No, that's not it.
you should be inquiring with the court. If you had a case in Virginia Beach JDR, Juvenile and Domestic Relations District Court, you'll need to follow up and find out when your case has been rescheduled. I'm told that a substitute judge tested positive for COVID, and that's why they shut it down. But I don't have any independent verification of that. Okay, doesn't matter the reason. Bottom line is it's closed. So if you have a case there, but it does make me think that maybe it's a good idea if you have a case anywhere, you probably ought to be monitoring it. It's a reminder. I would be trying to watch the news to follow up on closures. You know how we all do when there's snow, right? The minute the snow starts falling, what do? We start just obsessively looking at the closures, hoping and praying that wherever we're supposed to be going the next day is closed, right, for the snow. Same thing here. It's probably not a bad idea just to be monitoring that or checking in with the court occasionally, because there were a fair amount of people in court today who obviously did not know that the court was closed because it was very last minute. Okay, so that's the update on that. All right. And that's all I have on the state courts. That's the only one that's closed right now that I'm aware of.
Okay.
How about USCIS? Anything there?
Excuse me. So probably daily I get emails about courts around the country, immigration courts around the country being closed because of a COVID exposure, and that the court is closed for that day for additional cleaning. And the court also states that, you know, if there has been a direct exposure to an applicant or someone who was in the court, they would be personally contacted. So, but for sure, we get daily emails that immigration courts around the country are closed. So it's also best to check to make sure, if you have immigration court, to make sure that it is not one of these courts that has closed down because of a COVID exposure. So, but our local USCIS office is open, and that really it's hard to get the information out in a timely manner when USCIS closes for whatever reason, and most likely for COVID-19. And if you have an interview, our local office, I know, will call you and let you know that the case is going to be rescheduled, you know, due to probably COVID. Like I said, that's the only reason that it's closing down now. So
yeah, same with the courts. You should be getting something in the mail. They'll tell you when your new court date is, but I wouldn't rely on that. I wouldn't just wait for that. Not when the stakes are so high, because if you're a defendant and you don't show up for a criminal case, they will issue an arrest warrant. So you want to make sure that you're proactive in finding out when your new court date is.
right,
Look out for yourself in that regard. I wouldn't rely on the court. Okay?
absolutely. Oh, look, my cousin's on here. Michelle, haven't seen cousin in a long time.
Hey,
Always
Michelle,
ignoring my text.
hope
to get
everything's
together.
going well.
Yes.
I also
My
want
cousin's a nurse. Hold on a second. Let's
Oh,
just
wait.
talk about how awesome she is. That
Yeah.
she is a nurse and she's in charge. I don't even think she
Yeah.
gets down and dirty, but she's in charge, and she works at Westminster Canterbury. We're really proud of her, and we know that she and her team are doing some amazing work. And good job, cuz. Keep it up. Keep safe. Keep your
Yeah.
people safe.
And thanks for all your hard work. Appreciate you're doing a great job ordering all those nurses around.
That's right. And Auntie Melly, her mom was a nurse.
That's
And her
right.
sister's a nurse, so nursing runs in the family there.
For sure. That's great. A family of nurses. What could be
That's
better?
right. That's right.
What could be better?
Your cousin wants to know if you know multiple languages. Yes, he does. Just keep it at that. Next question.
Right. I spend all of my spare time mastering various languages.
That's right.
It's just a hobby of mine. Okay. The other update that I wanted to give you is just not an update, but it's a reminder real quick before we kind of really dig into some immigration stuff, is that the Virginia Driver Privilege Card law, the new law that goes into effect on January 1st, that's getting very close now, folks. If you know anyone, you should let them know, or if you're watching and you're interested, regardless of your immigration status, you can apply for a Virginia Driver Privilege Card so long as you can pass the written and driving test, you have insurance, and you can show that you've had income in the Commonwealth of Virginia in the last year and that you reported it on a tax return. And if you've never done that, but you did make money, you did have money in Virginia, you can apply for an ITIN, an individual tax ID number, and then we can file back taxes for you, so that you'll have to pay probably and some interest and penalties, but in the long run it may be worth it. This law is not for everyone. I'm not going to get into this a lot tonight, but if you have questions about it, if you wonder if you qualify for it or whether it's even a good idea for you, please give us a call at 464-9224, 464-9224, or you can email me at jcg@gmlaw.net. Okay, that's my quick update on that, because we're not talking about that big time tonight. But what are we talking about big time tonight? Some big news, some big immigration news, right?
Big immigration news. Hopefully it stays put.
Yeah, hopefully it stays put.
But the big immigration news is that USCIS was instructed to put on their website that they are now taking new DACA applications. And I know that when all of this was happening, we told people, look, you should start getting all of your documentation together because this is going to happen, and here it is for right now. So they are accepting first-time requests for DACA, which is great, and that's going to help quite a lot of people. That's the big news, and probably sometime next week we will be doing a breakdown of the requirements for DACA and what you have in your possession to show that you are physically present in the United States. That's a long time. I mean, it's, I believe, 13 years that you have to show that you've been physically present in the United States if you are a first-time DACA applicant. Do we have a question?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. I'm going to pause here for a second and copy this question so it doesn't scroll away.
For those of you who don't know, DACA is Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. So those of you who know about it, this is really good news. If you think that it's something that will help you, I don't want to bore you with all the history, but that was the law. Then it was paused, and then there was some litigation, and a court said you got to go forward. Then immigration refused to do it anyway. There was more litigation, but at least for the moment, they are now accepting new applications. They were always doing the renewals, but now they are accepting new applications, and we'll see where it goes. We always watch these things because, as I tell you all the time, you got to keep tuning in to find out, because there's always litigation. These cases, a federal judge, the agency does one thing, a federal judge does something else, then a court of appeals does something else, and sometimes it goes to the Supreme Court, and so we just have to kind of hold on and watch it go up and down and through all these hoops to get a final decision on where it is. But at least for now, they are accepting them. So
Yes.
You got a window here. If this is something you qualify for, or something you want to do, or been meaning to do, now is the time.
It is a lot
Strike.
of documentation. You've got to show that you've been physically present in the United States since June 15th of 2007. I mean, it's a lot of documentation. So we can absolutely help you with that. And like I said, we will do a deep dive on those requirements, and more importantly, what documents you can provide to fulfill the requirements. I mean, I can read you the requirements. That's one of them. But how do I show that? Is a lease going to work? Are pictures going to work? How about some of these social media posts? What about my school records? So there are many, many things that you can show to prove physical presence. This is just going to be a lot of documentation. Think 500 pages to show 13 years of your life in the United States that you were actually here. So we have a question here from Baldwin. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Thank you so much for asking the question. This is a good question. Do you have any idea when the U.S. immigration is going to open for interview for petitions workers? So I'm assuming H-1B, H-2B, L-1s. So there was litigation, and the employees of the companies who sued in order for them to be issued visas, primarily work visas, they are able to. So one thing that I would recommend is to find out if your employer was part of that lawsuit. And those who are part of the lawsuit have to prove that they're employed there, are going to be employed there, and you will be able to get an appointment at the embassy abroad. For everybody else, we still have the ban is still on until 12/31 of this year. So at the end of this month, we're going to have to wait and see what happens. Is it going to be extended? I've read that it's not going to be extended, but we'll see. We'll see what happens as far as what the president does. And the thing is also is that if the embassies do not reopen, then it's kind of a moot point until they do reopen officially. I know there's a coronavirus surge all over the world right now. Am I correct in saying that? Except, with some exceptions. I don't know. I think South Korea is one of them. But with some exceptions, and those embassies are not going to open up. I know that one of our attorneys, Dominique Sampson, he sat in on a webinar about the National Visa Center and just consular processing in general. And Ciudad Juarez in Mexico has a terrible, terrible outbreak, or had a terrible outbreak of employees in their embassy. And therefore, things just came to a grinding halt there in Juarez. I mean, it was already really backlogged and really, really slow to begin with. But because of this coronavirus outbreak in the embassy, things just shut down. And there are very few workers there now, according to this webinar that Dom sat in on. So, okay. So,
And then there's I don't know if that's, looks like part of that got cut off.
So, Baldwin, if you're in the U.S., you know, that's going to be a different answer. You know, that the halt on worker visas abroad doesn't really have anything to do with visas here being issued. Well, not visas, but approvals. If you are overstayed, if the person's overstayed, then we have to take a look at that. I mean, because there may not be anything that we can do as far as if you maybe have an employer who's willing to do something for you or assist you, you know, maybe filing a perm or something else. If an applicant has overstayed, then we have to see, you know, what the strategies are, because that's going to be a problem for changing status. Okay, you may be able to leave and come back depending on how long the overstay is, but you know, we would have to definitely look at that a lot more closely to answer you in any kind of helpful way. Anyhow, but I appreciate your question.
All right, anything else with that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Jimmy asked if are vaccines going to be available for the immigrants working here until they become citizens. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm presuming that every person in the U.S. who wants a vaccine, once they're you know, they're readily available, will be able to get one. I don't think.
Yeah, my assumption would be that the availability of it may be based on a lot of things, but that won't be one of them.
Oh, okay. So you know more than I do. Yeah. I would
Well,
think not. I would think not.
Yeah, I don't think that. I think that it'll be, as we've heard so far, in terms of, you know, high risk folks, healthcare workers, that kind of thing, and then down from there. But whether you're a citizen or a permanent resident or even a visa holder, I don't think will have any bearing whatsoever on whether you're eligible or not. All right.
Good question, though.
Yeah, interesting question for sure. Okay, so another announcement that we have involves TPS. The Department of Homeland Security announced that there's an extension of temporary protected status, that's TPS, and the validity of TPS-related documentation for beneficiaries under the TPS designations for El Salvador, Haiti, Honduras, Nepal, Nicaragua, and Sudan. Okay, this is another thing that's kind of bounced around a little bit, but the notice automatically extends through October 4th, 2021. The validity, and I apologize, I'm going to be reading here because there's a lot of dense detail here. It will automatically extend through October 4th, 2021, the validity of employment authorization documents, Forms I-797, Notice of Action, and Forms I-94, Arrival and Departure Record. These are collectively the TPS-related documentation for beneficiaries under the TPS designations for these 6 countries. The notice also sets forth procedures necessary for nationals of these 6 countries to apply for employment authorization documents if they wish. Okay?
Yes, so this is great news for so many people out there who thought their program was going to end. So automatically extend through October 4th, 2021, the EAD. So your EAD, if it's about to expire, you're going to have to show somehow that, you know, that you can go into the Virginia DMV specifically to renew your driver's license, because oftentimes that driver's license is tied to the expiration of your EAD. So I mentioned Dominique Sampson, our immigration attorney. He's been writing letters to the DMV for our clients to take to the DMV. If you need one of those letters, you know, shoot us an email at info@gmlaw.net and we will send you the template letter. And that's for you to be able to take it to DMV and say, hey, look, my TPS status, my employment authorization document is being extended. I'm sorry, the employment authorization document is being extended through October 4th, 2021, and therefore I can renew my Virginia driver's license. So that's really, really super important because people want to be able to drive around. But this is just awesome news all the way around.
Yeah, and let me take this opportunity to remind everyone, for those of you who don't know, the DMV right now, because of COVID, is working on appointments only, and you have to go to their website, go online to the DMV website to make your appointment, and you're not going to get an appointment tomorrow unless you're willing to drive or somewhere far away, or you find an obscure last minute cancellation. All right. So if you think you need to do this and you're going to be dealing with the DMV, make sure you hop online right now to make an appointment, because these appointments are getting scheduled out several months. It doesn't matter. I always remind people, it doesn't matter which DMV you go to. They're all the Department of Motor Vehicles for the Commonwealth of Virginia. Okay. So anything that can happen at the Norfolk DMV can also happen at the Alexandria DMV. And I have found when I've been making these appointments for folks that some of those more populated areas are actually able to find a sooner appointment, an earlier appointment. So if you're willing to drive some distance, you can find an earlier appointment. So if you're looking around your neighborhood, Virginia Beach, Norfolk, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't get into the DMV until April, search around, see if you can find somewhere else that you can travel to, and you can get it there, okay?
DMV shopping.
DMV shopping.
It's okay, you can do it.
Make sure you know exactly what you need, okay, when you go.
Why is that?
Because you schedule this appointment, it's 2 months from now, you get there, you get like a 20-minute window, and if you don't have what you need, they don't say, oh, well, just go get it and then just come back with the right documents. They say, oh, sorry, your window's closed, you don't have what you need. Make another appointment. So.
And that'll be in 2 months.
And that'll be in 2 months.
Right. Yeah. So, yes,
Make sure you have got all your ducks in a row before you go to the DMV right now for anything. Okay? As a matter of fact. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I mean, you may want to make an appointment and then make another appointment. Have some in reserve so that if something goes haywire, you have another one as a backup. Okay?
Can you do that?
Yeah, but
okay.
Once you have done what you're going to do, or you decide you're not going at all, please have the courtesy to cancel those appointments, knowing that there are all these people out there that are also trying to make appointments. Okay? All right.
I had an appointment with the Apple store this morning, and I went to cancel it, but they said I did not have to cancel it.
Okay, well.
Probably there's so many people. Now, this is Apple. It's the Apple store. Nothing to do about the DMV. It's completely unrelated.
Well, the DMV has always been pretty bad, as we all know. I mean, the waits have always been long, but with this short window, and if you don't have what you need, it's brutal. And when I was in a DMV not too long ago, I mean, people were getting pretty irate. You waited 3 months to get there, and then they're telling you that, you have a water bill and a credit card statement, but we need 2 utilities in a credit card statement to change the title.
Yes.
And people are like, are you okay? Let me call my wife. She can bring it right over. It'll be like 30 minutes from now. Nope, sorry. You only had 15 minutes. You're done.
That's terrible.
We'll see you in May.
Yeah, I haven't been in there. So Mia I had to go in there with Mia when she got our now 17-year-old daughter, when she got her permit. And I was missing a document. I'm supposed to be able to know how to read requirements, so I was missing a document. I was missing proof of residence. And I was scrambling to get it, and I went in the car, the registration wasn't, there was nothing in the car. And then I went to the back of the car and remembered that I was returning a package that was sent to me. And so that package had our address on it, and I was able to bring in this package that I was about to return and show it to the DMV, and that worked. But that was very close, and with a teenager that it's about to drive, that would probably have been the end of our relationship. But thankfully, we salvaged it.
Not trying to just dump on DMV here. I mean, that's easy to do, and it's okay. I get it. I'm just giving you some advice that if you're dealing with the DMV, this is a time to really have some planning. Okay, this is not like the old days where last minute you just race over there, get a clipboard, and wait for 4 hours. Okay, what
Right.
you have to do now is you got to plan it all out and make sure you have what you're going to need. And if you're going to need something that's going to take time, make sure you apply for that with enough time that you have it before you go to DMV, so on and so forth.
Right.
Okay.
And then just with regard to the driver's license requirements and getting a license or renewing a license, my tip would be the same for anyone who's doing self-filing with immigration is, print out their requirements and check off that you have it. And, that saves a lot of time and a lot of heartache
Yeah.
and delays.
Okay, well, that was our DMV. Sorry, I took us down the DMV.
No, but it's good
side
to
road.
know. I mean, probably everyone who's trying to do that, they already know that they have to make an appointment. But with regard to it relating to TPS, temporary protected status, let us know if you need that letter, and we'll send it to you, and you can just sign your name to it and show it to the DMV person that this is how you're going to get your driver's license extended because your EAD is extended. Shout out to my cousin Malou because she always wants one.
Mm-hmm.
How's it going, cuz? I think
I-
Rumi was on here
I
too.
think
our
I saw
daughter.
our old roomie too.
Yeah,
I
and
think
your
Belle-
mom was also on
I think
here.
Belle's on here as well.
It's family night tonight.
That's
Awesome.
right. Yeah, we love family night.
All right. Do we have any other? Let's see here. Anything else? Those are our new updates. Of course, we talked about the past few weeks that there is a new naturalization test. Gosh, I can't talk. Naturalization, and they
here's the
are
question now.
going to be. Do we have a question?
Yep, we do.
Okay.
We do.
Should I look at it?
Yep.
They're going to be administering that test if you've recently filed your N400 on and after December 1st, which of course it is now the 9th. So if you haven't filed yet, then you will have the new test.
All right, there's the question. We miss you too, Belle.
Yes. Hopefully you're feeling better than you were. And we're super excited for you guys. Okay, let's see here. We've got a little bit more information here. I'm gonna say,
This is a
but I
long
got
question.
my social security number.
And while she's digesting that, I'm going to say hi to my Aunt Jill, joining us from South Florida. The family night bandwagon continues here. I love it. Hi, Jill.
Okay.
I've been texting with Uncle Frank all day today, Jill, about college football.
I'm going to read this, and this is in relation to a couple of questions that we got earlier. I am overstayed, but I got my social security number. My husband is on process for petitioning visa, is waiting for schedule for interview in Kuala Lumpur together with my daughter. Actually, we are 4 with my son and me, but my son already turned 21 this year. Is he not covered since the application visa came out last December 2019? My attorney told as they cannot proceed with my son application and me too because I am here in the US. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, so I guess I'm not sure who is petitioning for whom in this case, Baldwin. So it sounds like you have an attorney, and I'm sure your attorney is assisting you, although it's good to get a second opinion. I mean, I would love to get a little bit more information about this sort of in a...
Sorry.
Okay?
Yeah. Ow. That hurt.
We're sitting on a very hard Filipino wood bench here
Right.
that my dad gave us. And
Yes.
you could break your toe here. Anyhow, going back to the facts here, is the son over 21 covered by the petition? Again, I'm not sure who's petitioning for whom here. It depends. It depends on whether the son is subject to the Child Status Protection Act. We'd have to take a look at the date that I-130 petition got approved, and then subtract time off of it. If it took, some months to get approved, if it took some years to get approved, then maybe your son is eligible. But again, it just depends on even who's doing what kind of case is this. So I'm sorry, I can't answer it. I just don't know enough about, what's going on in the history of this case. But please send me a message and we can chat about it. Not chat like chatting, but chat on the phone, and I will happily talk to you. Okay, so just call, and you can call our office 757-464-9224, or just send a message through Messenger and just say, hey, I was on Radlin and John's Facebook Live. She said she would talk to me, and I don't have to pay a consultation fee. Okay, so I will happily help you work out those details, and maybe I can put a little bit of a different spin on it if you'd like a second opinion, since you already have an attorney. All right. Do we have any other questions?
I don't see any other questions coming in. Last call for any questions as we barrel down on Hanukkah and Christmas and winter solstice.
All of the things.
All the things coming up, and any other holidays you may celebrate, which there are plenty. All right.
No, so, and for anyone who's out there watching, and sometimes we say things, you know, it's like, give us a call. Send us a message through Messenger. We'll talk to you. We'll give you a call, and we'll have a conversation about what you've asked on Facebook Live. And sometimes people don't actually do it. They don't take that extra step to make the call. So if we say, hey, give us a call, or we'll send you the letter, we really mean it. And, you know, because we're here for you guys, we want to help you. And it's really actually our little way of, it's a very small way of trying to thank our community for supporting us all of these years. I mean, this is our 20th year here, 2020, 20th year of Gardner Mendoza. High five. Just talking about
That's right.
how cool it is, and our love story from way back in the day. But we really want to be able to help people, especially people who are not represented and who are self-filers. We want to be able to help you answer these questions to help you get your cases moving forward. So Baldwin, please take me up on that offer. Our consultations are $245. So I am giving you a free consultation. All right?
It's
just for coming to our Facebook Live.
don't be out of sight, out of mind. Like when this is over, and then you start making dinner, and you just forget it.
Right.
Just follow up, do it. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's see. And I also wanted to say Merry Christmas to my cousin Jimmy. I saw he said Merry Christmas, Jimmy. Merry Christmas to you.
And Merry Christmas to everyone.
Yeah.
So, Ms. Turner says, looking great, Attorney Radlin. Yeah, all right, thank you.
What about me? I mean, I've got this.
She meant to write Attorney John also, but she ran out of space.
Nice shirt. I've got this sharp.
I think it's my Steve Jobs turtleneck here. I mean, this is just my dream outfit, all black.
I think I'm
all
looking
black.
pretty sharp as well, but that's okay.
I want to wear a turtleneck every day.
Nobody looks as good as you do.
No, dinner's not ready yet. All right, guys.
I mean, how would you like to be me? I got to sit next to her all the time, so I'm never going to look that good, right?
Stop. So I guess we'll be over. Oh, okay. No. Wait. We forgot one thing. Citizenship Day. Citizenship Day.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the co-chair of the American Immigration Lawyers Association Citizenship Day Committee. I've never been the co-chair before. It's very exciting, and it looks like it's going to be a all virtual Citizenship Day. We have our first meeting on Friday with the rest of the committee members, and I'm super excited. It's going to be on February 20th, 2021. And I'm not exactly sure what it's going to look like. We're in the planning stages right now, but I hope that people, especially here in the Hampton Roads area, our hometown, take advantage of Citizenship Day because it's something that we love to do for the community. The community has given so much to us. It's just our way of just trying to give back, especially in a meaningful way for those who are applying for citizenship, need help, and need the extra push in order to do that. Hi, Rena. How's it going? Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you for joining us and supporting. But again, Citizenship Day is going to be February 20th, 2021. It's probably going to be all virtual because it's the middle of winter and we've got the COVID-19. That's not to say that it's not going to be great. I think we're going to be able to reach even more people virtually, and I'm super excited about that. And the thing is that we'll be able to help people from all over the country. But again, we want to focus here on the Hampton Roads area, Absolutely. Our hometown, our backyard. We're going to be there for you guys, and we're super excited. So again, if you guys have any questions about what we talked about tonight, you can call us at the office, old school, 464-9224, or you can send us an email at info@gmlaw.net. If you send us an email, we will get back with you very, very soon, as well as Messenger. We'll contact you. You can ask Rena. Rena's contacted us through Messenger. We're pretty prompt, right, Rena?
Yeah. And if you have questions after we sign off here, we do monitor it afterwards. So if you thought of a question, you know how it is. Once the, I don't know, every time the doctor leaves the room, I always think of 4 things that I meant to ask.
Yes.
Ask my doctor after he's, or if I'm in the car driving home. If that happens to you, put it in, and we will continue to monitor it. Okay.
Yeah, and next week we'll put the phone closer so you can see. What's wrong with the glasses? Are they just not working?
I don't know.
It's small. It's very small.
I
don't think
assumed
anyone
I
can see that.
I would be able to read it way out there because that's where I hold all of my menus when I'm at restaurants now. So, but I guess it's just too far this time. Anyway.
All right, guys. Well, listen. Be safe. Be careful. And please, if you have any questions or if you have any friends that have questions, please have them tune in every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. We love doing this. We love talking to you guys. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, it's been a hard year, so just enjoy these holidays. Just, be with your family. Hug everyone a little more tightly, okay?
Right.
And
Absolutely.
enjoy this nice, brisk, cool weather coming in. Alrighty? And we will see you next Wednesday. Same
What is
time,
that, the 16th?
same place. Alright? Take care, everyone. Yes, we
Thumbs
always
up.
got in. 2
John's
thumbs
gonna
up.
he's gonna have to get up and hit the
Okay,
finish
this is going to
button.
be 2 thumbs up. And yeah, I'm going to have to
Because
actually...
we lost the remote
Yeah, I'm too
control
far.
to the camera stand.
So to hit the finish, I'm
We're
going to
gonna
have to...
we're gonna have to upgrade.
I apologize. You're gonna see me close up now. Here come the wrinkles. Okay, whoops.
Bye, guys.